Hey my friends, welcome back to the channel. I haven't posted a Very Veggie build in a very long time. I actually did the potato build a couple months ago. I just never got around to doing the video. So here we are now. So let's go through, see what the requirements are, and then I will show you guys my build. All right, so I have the Google Doc up for the Very Veggie Legacy Challenge rules right now. So this is Generation 5 potato, and I've already done all houses for all the prior generations. I will link to the playlist below if you guys want to check those out. But yeah, Generation 5 potato. You never really minded dirt, and you don't see why anyone else would either. It's honestly kind of offensive that people are so dramatic about always wanting a clean house with functional appliances and no mold. As a landlord, you don't worry about any of those things. The tenants can just deal with it. You love to dumpster dive, befriend dust bunnies, and live in filth, and you absolutely never clean. The color theme is brown. Lovely. The traits are freegan, nosy, and slob. Aspiration, you want to be a 5-star property owner. Career, no formal career. You earn your money by dumpster diving and as a landlord. Additional rules, so you want to become a 5-star property owner and have 3 units occupied by the tenants. You want to befriend a dust bunny, and you want to max the fabrication, baking, and mischief skills, and decorate your home and your rental units primarily with furniture obtained from the dumpster. The required packs are for rent, eco lifestyle, get to work, and bust to dust. They can swap out laundry day. They do also say that bust to dust is pretty broken, so you proceed at your own peril with that. If you don't have any of those packs, though, there is a base game alternative. The traits are evil, lazy, and slob. Aspiration is public enemy. Career is criminal. And there are some additional rules to go for base game. So let's just jump over to the build. I will admit, I did create this a couple months ago, but I'm glad I'm finally getting an opportunity to share this with you guys. With that said, I think I misread some of the rules initially. So you'll see that I actually decorate at least one of the apartments pretty fully. So when we're going to go back into live mode, we're going to probably finish up the build a little bit, but I might end up removing some furniture just to stay with the rules where you have to pull everything from the dumpsters. But basically, I'm creating this as kind of like a shabby type apartment complex. There's going to be 4 apartments, and I'm building this in Evergreen Harbor. I forget which neighborhood off the top of my head, but this was what was the Rock Ridge Springs lot, which I think is in, I forget which neighborhood it is in. We'll check in when we get into live mode. But anyway, what I've been doing for these builds is for each generation, I up the budget by 10,000. Since this is a legacy challenge and you're playing it long term, I'm operating on the assumption that, for each generation, you'll have at least another $10,000. So the base one, the base house, which even though you're supposed to start at 0, I started at under 20, and then so forth and so on. By the time we get to potato, our budget is 60,000. I keep telling myself as we get the budget higher, I will not have as many issues running up against the budget. That's actually not the case here. Once we get into live mode and I start clearing out some stuff, we may be able to make back some money. But honestly, the biggest thing with this build as far as money goes, I made these apartments very big, and I did furnish them when I didn't need to, but I also wanted to add like a bunch of junk, a bunch of clutter, and I think that it's not free, although some of it is debug and live edit, but some of it does cost some money. I think that's where we started running into some issues. But anyway, we're doing, basically it's gonna be 4 apartments, so you can live, I'm envisioning you living in the one in the top right corner, and then because that's the one I've mostly fully furnished, and then you can rent out the other 3. The lot itself, it's gonna have the 4 apartments. It has what used to be a pool, and this was honestly probably my favorite part of it. I was originally going to try to have it so that it looked like it wasn't like, it just had like a little bit of water at the bottom. I ran into some weird issues trying to do like a 2-layer pool. So basically I just put a square pit in the ground, remove the roof. So it's basically like a basement, but I just removed the roof, and then I used tile and then concrete, and then basically I just filled it up with crap. And I figured it was a pool. At one point it was a pool, but it's been neglected over the years. The water's been drained out of it, and now it's just another place to throw trash. I did put a couple chairs down there just because I thought it might be an interesting spot for your Sims to just kind of like sit and chill. Do with that what you will. But yeah, overall, it's a pretty straightforward build. Cutting the actual like speed build short. Once you get into the live mode, you'll see some of the other apartments have furniture when they probably shouldn't. But yeah, other than that, 4 apartments, a pool / dumpster type thing. There's some other random trash without. Had a little bit of landscaping, but you figure this place has probably not been given the best care. So yeah, I think that is pretty much it. So I'm gonna let you guys enjoy the rest of the speed build, and then I will see you in a bit. We'll go into the game, we'll take a look, make any tweaks to the lot, we'll put up on the gallery, and Bob's your uncle. So I'll see you in a little bit, friends. So deuces. Hey, just for context, like my save file, like I haven't worked on this. I worked on this house like early February, so it's been, I think I said 2 months. It's been almost 3 months. So but let's go in. Let's take a look at it, shall we? So here we are. We are in Evergreen Harbor. This is the Grimm's Quarry neighborhood. So we have our complex right here. Let's go ahead into build mode, and you see here we are. So we have our 2 apartment buildings with the ladder going up to the 2nd floor. I added some, dinginess, some grody-ness on the windows. Circling around, we have a kind of like a chain link fence, and then this is the thing this is the thing I love the way this came out. I find myself more interested in like building like dilapidated, like destroyed stuff than like pristine stuff in the game, and this was just my heart's content. But yeah, so this was the pool. Like I said, I did put a pool, like an actual like ladder down here, and a few spots for your Sims to chill if they want to hang out in the decrepit pool, because why not? We have a bunch of like overgrown weeds. I threw a few bags of trash around. I did put a woohoo bush, or I guess like a pea bush in here. We have a dumpster, so this is where you can dig out all your furniture. I put a generator in here because I thought it makes sense. And this, I haven't done anything to the world, so I haven't like tried to like increase like the environment level or anything. So the world kind of looks like crap right now, and I think it lends itself really well to this build. But going inside, so like I mentioned, this is the one I'm envisioning being the actual like the landlord's, I guess, your house. I probably put more furniture in here than is probably needed for the challenge. So I am going to go through, I'm going to strip out a few things. We'll keep the couch. I did kind of like do a mix max of chairs, just kind of lend itself to you like dumpster diving. Only a few curtains. I think we'll probably remove some of the artwork as well. I'm not going to take out everything. We'll at least have enough to be able to live. But going over here, the bedroom, this is already pretty straightforward. This is a live edit. I'm pretty sure this is a live edit or debug, like broken down dresser. So this one doesn't do anything, but I do have the actual dresser beside it. Have some old water bottles, some Chinese food containers. This is the fabricator, so I did want to make sure you at least had that, because that's one of the goals, to make money this way. Probably a little weird that it's in your bedroom, but as you do. And we have a TV, we have a computer and some posters. And then the bathroom, this is just straightforward. I'm gonna leave everything in here. And yeah, I think that's probably a good spot to leave like your apartment, the one you're gonna move into. You can add additional decor, you can upgrade the furniture as you make money. But I did actually, by deleting some of the stuff, I gave you a little bit of money back, so you have something to play around with. This one, I did very basic stuff in here. I might actually keep some of the basic furniture, like some of the kitchen stuff at least, and probably like the couch and maybe the beds. That way, if you did want to Sim move in here, you don't have to fill it up right away. But with that said, you can, if you want to add more furniture for them, you can do so by dumpster diving. The other two, I didn't do anything with. These are basically just open shells, so make these what you will. So, but if you want to follow the basic layout, like this long room would be like the bathroom. I'm envisioning this kind of being, these rooms kind of being like the bedroom room, and then you actually have like the living area. One thing I didn't do in this build is I usually create a room for the next generation, and I'm finding that I didn't actually do that here. So let me go ahead. Let's actually add that in real quick, because what I do, you have your room, your Sims room as like the current gen. So this one will be the potato, but the next generation that we had potato is the current gen. The next generation is tomato. So the theme is red. They're socially awkward, hot-headed overachiever. They grow tomato plants, max their gardening and gourmet cooking skills. What I at least usually like to try to do is at least try to create like a kid's room that is at least that matching the color theme. So let me go ahead and do this. Let me move all of this stuff over, including all of these old containers. We'll put them on the other side of the fabricator. I think that's probably okay. Doot. And we'll move this down here. Actually, I might move here. We'll do this. I'm going to put this one up against the wall, because this one you're probably not going to need to access, and this one you will. Let's put a wall in. I am going to have to play test it. I'm assuming you can still get into the bed if you have these papers underneath it here, but we'll do a quick play test just to make sure. I'm going to put the paneling in here, and then this room will. Is there a red swatch for these windows? There's a red swatch for the curtains. So that's helpful. And let's put in just a red. Do we have like a red, like it's just really tomato color red wall? We do. We have quite a few options. So we'll do the basic darks. Do we have a red like oh, we have like red flooring, red like wood flooring. That's kind of cute. That's more of a brown, but I think that's okay. Let's put a door in. So we'll put one right there. And then we'll put like that one right there, flip that around. And I'm probably just going to put a bed and we'll leave it at that. So comfort, like a kid's bed. And we'll go back to the red and we will put in the anti-goblin bed by Kindermaid. I think that'll work. And it's base game. And you have a little crappy bedroom. Can we put at least like a piece of furniture in here? Like a piece of decoration or something that you can take advantage of? You can have this water. We will do, I'm trying to find like a red, we'll do this one because it's like a red frame. Okay, so I did put like the most effort in, but we at least have a bedroom. So at least once you have your tomato gen kid, they at least have a place to sleep and you'll fill out the furniture as you empty out your dumpster. So I think we're in a good spot there. Let me just go back into live mode real quick. So I do want to just check and make sure you can at least get into the bed. Everything else I'm thinking should be okay. So let me save a copy of this to the library. Oh, let me also change the name to VV Potato Gen Apartments. And we'll call this an 4-unit apartment complex for the potato gen of the Very Veggie Legacy Challenge. Hope you enjoy. Hashtag DorianKoholi. All right, so we're going to save this to the library. I'll save it to the library, and then if I need to, once I play through it, if I need to make any changes, I'll re-download it so we have like a clean version to work off of, make whatever updates and put up on the gallery. I do that because sometimes after you play it, like your Sims will leave like stuff everywhere. One of my very first builds I put on the gallery has like a bowl of like Batu popcorn for whatever reason. So that's my method to my madness there. But anyway, we're gonna go into live mode and boop. Let's go ahead and I also have to set this up as a rental unit. I don't think I did that yet either. So I'm glad I'm play testing. And all I'm really doing is checking to make sure that she can get into the bed, but I also want to see if she can get into the pool. So I wanted to make sure, can you go ahead sleep? Okay. All right. So far, so good. Can you get out of the bed? Can you get over on this side? All right, I can't even click on that side, so I might have to get rid of these. These might be blocking us a bit from getting over here. All right, now I can go over here. I cannot go over there because the bed's in the way, okay? I'm glad I'm playtesting this. Let's just try making the bed straight. Maybe that will alleviate. Okay, so now can you go over here? And actually, now can you go over here? And you go over on that side too. Okay, so the bed should be good. Let's see, can you get into the pool and can you sit in one of these chairs? All right, that works. Cool, we got a bunch of people coming by. So let's go ahead and I'm going to set as the front door. And then we're going to go back into build mode, just straight build mode for Manage Worlds. We'll make whatever tweaks we need to make for the bed. I'll set up them as individual apartment units and I'll put up on the gallery. So we're going back in here real quick. All right, so we're going to call this VV Potato Gen Apartments. We're setting this as a residential. You can only change residential rental if it's unowned. Okay, well, I guess we're evicting our sim and then we're going back in. Jesus Christ. Okay. All right, so now let's try this again. I'm going to kick you out. Bye. Thank you for your help. It was greatly appreciated. Now we'll go back into build mode. It's always something, always multiple steps to do like what I would consider to be a very simple task. But we're going to go into the gallery. I'm going to download the version that I made. So play slots, content. I keep getting this content not installed warning. I own every pack, especially I only used 4. So I'm hoping this will be fixed when we have that update that's coming out on the 12th. So they are fixing some stuff on the gallery, but we'll see what happens, friends. I'm not super optimistic about it. But anyway, residential rental, change lot type. Yes, that's why I clicked on it. All right, so this one will be 1. All right, this will be create unit. This will be 2. I will say, if you're playing this, proceed with caution, because I know the save, I think the Sim team says they've resolved most of the save file issues, but I know for rent can exacerbate it. I don't think it's like the actual necessarily cause of it, but it can cause issues. So just keep that in mind. But we're going to set all these apartments up. So we have, did I set this up right? 4. Oh, I set this up at 3. Okay. All right. So we have the 4 different units. We have the pool. I did have to make a few tweaks up here, so let me go ahead and do that, and I think that's it. So now we can put this up on the gallery. So we're gonna save the lot again. It saved my things, and let's put it up. This content contains a disallowed word. Please edit to resolve the problem. Potato gen, what's the disallowed word? Okay, apparently apartments, APTS, abbreviation for apartments, is a disallowed word, but okay. Anyway, Very Veggie potato gen. This was shared 4/20/1986. I don't know if they're gonna fix that gallery issue, but it does only is under $60,000. It only uses 4 packs. It uses 4 rent, obviously, because it's a rental. Eco Lifestyle, because we said in Evergreen Harbor. Get to Work, which I think it was for the fabricator, and then Bust to Dust, because we added a vacuum. So there you go, my friends. So thank you guys for watching another speed build. Thank you guys for watching another video in my Very Veggie build series. If you like this, please give it a thumbs up. Please leave a comment what you think about this build, what you would like to see me build next. If you have any particular ideas for the tomato house, I haven't looked at the instructions at all, but I will try to post these a little more frequently. I think we only have like a few more generations anyway. But yeah, if you have not already subscribed to the channel, I hope you'll consider doing so. I am trying to grow this channel, and you guys have been such an immense and amazing support for that so far, so thank you. But with all that, my friends, I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye, everybody.